and welcome to QU All Access. I'm Courtney Gear.
And I'm Ryan Snyder. In this week's show, we'll tell you how Facebook, of all things, might help you choose a college major.
And how one QU baseball player is making a comeback. Topping our news this week, the John Wood Community College campus is mourning the loss of 2 students. John Wood officials say 2 baseball players died following a 2-vehicle car crash near campus Wednesday night. According to police, 20-year-olds Edric Rivera and Riley San Ignacio both died after the car Rivera was driving hit another vehicle on 48th Street and rolled over. 2 other JWCC baseball players were in Rivera's car and are currently in fair condition. 2 juveniles in the other vehicle received minor injuries. Our thoughts and prayers are with the victims, their families, and the entire John Wood community. QU students and faculty took on various duties all around the Quincy area to showcase the Franciscan values. Yesterday, freshmen and volunteer upperclassmen and faculty participated in a day of service around Quincy. Everyone was divided into groups that participated in various activities around Quincy, including collecting food for a local food pantry, working with the Quincy Community Theater, and helping at a local nursing home. Some groups remained on campus to clean up trash and gutters, while others cleaned up the music and science departments at the North Campus. Even Dr. Gervasi volunteered to help with the cleanup. One student explains why it is important for QU to do service within the community.
It's important for us to really get out there into the community and show that we're willing to help and get the university's name out there. And I think it really looks good on the students of the university and the university itself if we really just get out there and help the community.
If you would like to share your story or experience or photos from the event, we invite you to post them on Facebook or Twitter and tag QUTV.
This week's day of service ties in directly with the mission of QU and is directly influenced by the Franciscan values that have helped shape Quincy University into the institution that it is today.
St. Francis of Assisi said that it is in giving that we receive. Even after 155 years of its founding, Quincy University students can still feel the impact of the Franciscan order who founded the proud university. As a Catholic, Franciscan, liberal arts university, the values of the Franciscans are rooted deep in everyday life around QU. Friars can be seen walking the halls, teaching classes, attending sporting events, and holding Mass on a regular basis. However, not all students know how much the Friars of the Sacred Heart Province are making their college experience different than almost all other students around the country. At QU, students are required to perform various numbers of service learning, volunteer hours, and many students often ask why. The answer is in the beliefs of the Franciscans. They believe that we must all generously share our knowledge, skills, talents, and expertise in time volunteering. Service is one of the core beliefs of the Franciscan Friars, and it is just one of the ways they continue to impact Quincy University and ensure that after students have graduated that they will always remember that it is in giving that we receive.
I think the impact that the Friars have on Quincy University is that they're a physical example of the morals and teachings that the school teaches.
Students who are having trouble deciding on a major can look to Facebook for help. According to an article from USA Today, the use of a whole-end code test gives students career options to base off their personality traits. Students can use their whole-end code to search for careers or majors that are similar to their interests. For example, a student who shares interests with people who are artistic are suggested to major in fields such as advertising or graphic design. You can
personality, your skills to something that you're passionate about brings a lot of career happiness. When you just base it on finding a job that pays a lot of times you dread going to the job every day. There's a high burnout rate, and so going into a major where you have a passion for it is the way to go.
You can find a link to the USA Today article and take the test yourself on our website, thequtv.com. Are you a business major looking to extend your education to an MBA? QU offers the program through classes and online sessions. Often it is challenging to get accepted to the MBA program, but with the right steps and dedicated work experience, you can make the path to the program a lot smoother.
a market, as a competitive market now, it's better to have an MBA to distinguish themselves from the rest. Because MBA, if you have MBA and if you have other degree in terms of masters, they can look at the MBA first.
To apply for the program, go to Quincy University's website and print off an application. Applications are to be turned into the School of Business office on the second floor of Francis Hall, along with a $25 application fee.
This week has been filled with spirit as students prepare for the homecoming weekend. The festivities kick off this Friday with the Luau Friday. Students are encouraged to dress in grass skirts and hula till the end of the day, when the Hawks Nest is hosting a luau party. For lunch, visit Texas Roadhouse, where QU members will be serving lunch, and then head over to Legend Stadium for the men and women's soccer games. Start the day off on Saturday by going on the Hawks Forever Fun Run. The run ends at the new QU Stadium just in time for tailgating before the football game. And finally, on Sunday, features a religious ending to the weekend with an alumni memorial mass. With all the events going on this weekend, don't forget to have fun while still staying safe.
If you are interested in pursuing an acting hobby, the QU Theater Department is now looking for students to audition for the fall play. This year's play will be Charlie Brown's Christmas. Auditions will be held in the McHugh Theater on October 5th from 4 to 6:30 and October 6th from 6:30 to 8. To save your audition time, you can email or call the director, Brenda Stalder, at the number on your screen. Auditions will be in groups of 6, and the director is asking you to be prepared to read from the script. A 16-bar singing piece must also be prepared in order to audition. Copies of the script will be located outside the theater if you would like to start preparing.
In 2014, the word selfie was added to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, but with this word comes great responsibility. With the quest for more likes on social media growing, people have gone to great lengths to get the best selfie, according to Mashable.com. In 2015 alone, there have been 12 selfie-related deaths. That number is 4 deaths higher than the amount of shark-related deaths. Earlier this year, a Romanian teen was electrocuted while attempting to take a selfie atop a train. And last month, a 66-year-old man died after he fell down the steps of the Taj Mahal while trying to take a selfie. Remember, death by selfie is 100% preventable and not worth risking your life. Paying for college can be stressful, but searching for scholarships shouldn't be. The quest to receive financial aid can be tricky, but there are steps students can take to avoid being scammed. First, don't ever pay for financial aid applications. It's a free application and you shouldn't be paying for it. Next, the U.S. Department of Education says not to pay for help finding scholarships. High school and college financial aid offices will help students for free. Third, never pay to receive financial aid. And finally, protect your personal information and never share your federal aid with anyone, not even a family member.
One of the biggest ways to protect yourself is to come to us with any questions or go to your financial.
Student debt problems are growing, and students can work to avoid greater debt by following these steps.
This semester has shown some promising changes to the QU Communication Department. A team of communication students and professors have come together and created QU Media, a combination of news outlets on campus. One of the additions is the new website, QUmedia.com. QU All Access sat down with the editor, Lexi Bromer, to talk about the website.
Thanks. I'm here with Lexi Bromer, an editor for QU Media. She's here to tell us all about this new student venture. Lexi, thanks for joining us. So tell us about media.com.
Well, QUmedia.com is a new website that we are launching in the communication department. It will allow students to post content, like their own original stories, give them experience with working with the web. And then also we have links where you can go to learn more about QU TV or the Falcon or even Hawks Radio, which will be starting soon.
Okay, and who exactly will be able to contribute to the website, and how do you expect students to get involved?
Well, right now it's just comm students who contribute to the website. If you are a student who would like to be involved in it and you're not a comm major, you can enroll in a comm class and get involved that way. And then also, if you have story ideas, you can contact someone who is on the staff, and right now it's just limited staff, so that would pretty much be me or Courtney.
Okay, so it's basically open to anybody as
Yeah.
long as they have connections with the people involved. Okay. And what kind of content is available on the website?
Well, currently we we have stories from a class from last semester, a comm class. And then we have just recently posted 2 new stories. One is on parking woes and one is on QU mission trips.
And what are the future plans to do with this website?
In the future, we hope to continue to post a story a day. For right now, that's our goal. And then in the future, we want to be able to start posting 2 a day and just kind of grow on that. And so,
All right, well, thanks, Lexi. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to send it back to you guys at the news desk.
Coming up, we'll find out if Obama is planning another government shutdown.
And how Chicago is dealing with an increase in violence. You're watching QU All Access.
Yes. Growing up, I had one deaf friend, and that was the only deaf person I knew before coming to school here at QU. And now I regularly get to hang out and socialize with the deaf community, which has been awesome. Sign language isn't exactly like learning another spoken language because you use your body, facial expressions, your hands are your instruments. So it is definitely learning a new language. It has its own grammar and syntax and everything. It's not exactly like English like a lot of people think it is.
You had plans. A baby wasn't one of them. You feel you can't afford a baby. Not now. How will you tell your parents? Your boyfriend? Are you or someone you know facing a crisis or an unplanned pregnancy? CareNet of Quincy knows making important decisions can be hard, and you need to have information you can trust. Take a moment, stop and think, educate yourself. You are not alone. CareNet of Quincy is here to help.
Welcome back. Big news this week in politics comes from our news partner, CNN. President Obama signed a bill Wednesday night averting a government shutdown. The House of Representatives passed the bill earlier Wednesday afternoon, funding federal agencies through December 11th. The vote was 277 to 151, with House Democrats providing most of the votes. The measure was approved with little time to spare. 7 hours before the federal agencies would have run out of money. Congressional leaders and the White House have started broader talks to work on a long-term budget deal. 2 major military forces, Russia and the United States, are on different sides of the unrest going on in Syria. On Wednesday, Russia launched airstrikes in the war-torn country. The surprising strikes have worried the United States. Mary Maloney has more on the story.
Russian warplanes dropped bombs on Syria. In a rare move, Americans got notice only an hour before the bombing.
This is not the kind of behavior that we should expect.
Russia says it targeted ISIS, but ISIS wasn't near the strikes. The group that was, anti-government forces fighting in the civil war against Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. Russian President Vladimir Putin says al-Assad invited the Russian military into Syria, but the United States believes al-Assad should go.
Putin's ambitions are blindingly obvious, my friends. He wants to prop up Assad, play kingmaker in any transition, undermine U.S. policy and operations, and ultimately expand Russian power in the Middle East.
After the strikes, the U.S. Secretary of State and Russian Foreign Minister sought to ease tensions by standing together with a united message.
We all want Syria democratic, united, secular, but we have some differences as for the details on how to get there. But we agreed on some steps.
We also agreed that it is imperative to find a solution to this conflict and to avoid escalating it in any way or seeing it intensified by forces beyond anybody's control.
I'm Mary Maloney, reporting.
The Mexican government is extraditing 13 major drug cartel suspects to face justice in the United States. They include include one person who is believed to be involved in the murder of an immigration and customs enforcement agent in 2011. Other suspects face murder of the U.S. consulate employee and her husband in 2010. Mexico has refused to extradite top cartel figures to the U.S. for several years, but the escape of the El Capo this summer seems to have reversed that policy. The U.S. is also turning over some suspects it had detained back into the Mexican authorities. Rampant violence and crime do not only happen in other countries and have become quite prominent in the U.S. Chicago has experienced its deadliest September in 13 years. Officials in the Windy City are worried about increasing rates of violent crime. Ben Bradley has the story.
We could make 1 billion gun arrests a year, and it's not going to make a difference.
As Chicago achieved yet another murder milestone this week, the man in charge of keeping the streets safe offered the same answers. Yes to stricter gun laws, no to the need for more police. And that's not sitting well among some at City Hall.
If a person says they've done all they can do and we're still having these problems, sometimes that speaks for itself.
It's really disturbing that a superintendent of a police force this size is literally telling us that he doesn't know what to do next. It's really disturbing.
Superintendent McCarthy may be on the hot seat, but he's got company. The Justice Department says while Chicago murders are up 20% over last year, Milwaukee has seen a 76% surge. St. Louis homicides are up 60%. The U.S. Attorney said this week the motivation for many shootings makes them hard to stop.
In Chicago,
Hurricane Joaquin has now reached Category 3 status. The National Hurricane Center says the storm will likely hit the Bahamas before moving on to the eastern United States. Amanda Keeley tells us how people in Pennsylvania are bracing for the storm.
Hurricanes have packed a punch in the Poconos in the past. Nearly 3 years ago, Sandy knocked out power for more than a week in many areas. Now, some projections show Hurricane Joaquin could follow Sandy's path.
What we're expecting here is to be on alert for flash floods as well as power outages. And so we're trying to get the word out to the community to think ahead, to have a plan.
The Red Cross and FEMA have partnered to promote disaster readiness through Prepare-a-thon. They're encouraging everyone to have a go bag like this with blankets, food, water, batteries, and more. Dwayne Francis of Bushkill just stocked up on canned goods.
preparation is the key. You have to be prepared for everything.
Many people in Marshall's Creek remember just how rough Hurricane Sandy was on everyday life.
And it took me 9 hours to get up here, and then we had no power. So I went to my mother's, who lives in Phillipsburg, New Jersey. She had power.
The Red Cross now has a new way to help people in times of disaster through an app that's free to download on your smartphone. It's filled with important information and will send vital alerts.
You will be able to locate where the nearest shelter is, and you can locate all of that through your smartphone now. So I think that was a big learning for us.
PP&L is also preparing, checking supplies needed for power restoration and determining what crews can assist from out of state when the storm hits. But many say it's just too early to start worrying just yet.
No, I haven't really been concerned about it yet. We don't know where it's going to touch down yet. Just wait and see.
QUTV is more than a news outlet.
1 in 5 undergrads work at least 35 hours.
Thankfully, there are no hurricanes in our forecast. When we come back, we'll take a look at what's in store for us weather-wise.
And which restaurant you can now go to for a late night snack. We'll be right back.
QUTV is more than a news outlet.
1 in 5 undergrads work at least 35 hours a week, year-round.
Students involved with QUTV learn life lessons, create lasting memories, and gain the experience needed to succeed in future careers. Students need to be involved with QUTV as a viewer or as a participant because we need to know what's going on around our campus. Knowledge is powerful, and QUTV News serves to inform not only the students, but the Quincy University community as a reliable and powerful news network.
Come support your Quincy University baseball team this season. The Hawks compete in NCAA Division II Great Lakes Valley Conference. Cheer them on as they play for a conference and national championship. Come see the new renovations at KU Stadium. The Turf Infield gives the Hawks a great playing surface.
Come out and have some fun and support the KU Hawks baseball team this season.
For more information on the KU Hawks baseball team, go to kuhawks.com and click on the Sports tab and select Baseball.
Welcome back. We made it through September, but it looks like it might be time to break out the jackets.
That's right, chilly temperatures are definitely in our future. Laine Wade has more details on the extended forecast. Laine?
Yes, it's definitely safe to pull out the sweatpants and the hoodies this week because we cool off quite a bit. So looking at Friday, October 2nd, it's going to be nice and sunny, but our high's only going to be 67. Moving into Saturday, October 3rd, happy homecoming Hawks. Looks like it's going to be partly cloudy with a high of only 65. But don't let that discourage you from getting out there and cheering on your Hawks as they take on the St. Joseph Cougars. The game starts at 1. Just bundle up a little heavier than normal and you should be okay to cheer on our Hawks. And if you're looking for a warm-up on Sunday, October 4th, don't count on it because it's only going to be 64, still partly cloudy. You're not really going to see that warm-up until we get to Monday. The clouds are going to stick around, but it looks like we're going to warm up to 69. Then on Tuesday, we're going to be nice, bright, and sunny with a high of 74. So if you got anything outside you want to get done, definitely do it on Tuesday. Because Wednesday, we look like we got some thunderstorms rolling into the area with a high near 73. And as we go back into our weekend and start our fall break, it's going to be, looks like we're going to have a slight chance of rain at times, and we're going to be back down to 66. So if you are catching that train home, make sure you take your umbrella with you, have it handy, because you never know when a pop-up shower might happen. If you're sticking around for the weekend here in QU, definitely bundle up warm, because it looks like it's going to be slightly cold this coming up weekend. That about wraps it up for this week's weekly forecast. I'm Laine Wade. Back to you guys at the desk.
I'm loving it has been the slogan for the McDonald's franchise for years. Now Quincy can love all the food they want 24 hours a day at the drive-thru. The McDonald's located on 32nd Street by the Quincy Mall has extended their drive-thru business hours on Fridays and Saturdays. The 24-hour drive-thru began late last month and gives college students at least one additional late-night option. The McDonald's drive-thru is now one of only 2 drive-thrus open 24 hours. The other is Hardee's, located on 29th and Broadway, which is open 24 hours every day.
After the break, we'll take an in-depth look in the recovery process of one QU athlete and
check on the scores of the Hawks' recent games. We'll be right back.
It isn't a building. It isn't an arena or field. It isn't a classroom. It's a friendship. It's the bonds you form. It's an opportunity. It's the experience. It's a Q thing. Schedule your visit today.
Welcome back to QU All Access. This week in sports, we take a look at one Hawk athlete that has overcome a major injury.
And we have scores from the football team and men's and women's soccer. Andrew McCulloch is here with the latest. Andrew?
Thanks, Courtney. Injuries have ended careers for many collegiate athletes. However, one QU athlete has overcome a major injury feeling stronger than ever. I'm heading over to QU Stadium to find out how he did it.
QU Hawks baseball player David Jacob has become the player to watch over the last year for the Hawks. However, the junior first baseman's career at Quincy University has had a few bumps in the road, beginning with a devastating knee injury in 2014. Jacob suffered a torn ACL in his left knee that sidelined him for his freshman year. While disappointed by the injury, Jacob fought hard in his hometown of Springfield, Illinois to get back on the field. and Jacob admits that rehab is one of the toughest things he has gone through as an athlete.
Literally like 3 days after my surgery, they were trying to bend my knee and get the range of motion back. And I remember laying there and I had like tears rolling down my eyes, and I was like, it's going to snap again. She goes, no, you have to trust me. And after each and every session, I'd come out of there drenched in sweat. It was very intense.
After 8 months of rehab, Jacob was cleared to resume baseball activities. Last spring, he was one of the Hawks' top hitters, boasting a batting average of .394 along with 7 home runs and 51 runs batted in. Jacob is ready to have another great season next spring and is happy to be back on the field.
Just getting out on the field and playing the game I love again, there's nothing better than that. So it's been fun. I love this game, and hopefully it continues.
The future of the program is very bright. It's an exciting time.
The Hawks football team celebrated the opening of the rock pile with a barn-burning 42-37 victory over Lincoln. The Hawks weren't able to carry that momentum on the road against the Southwest Baptist team that earned over 600 yards of total offense. The Hawks falling by a final score of 56-33 in this game. Nick Lonergan had 21 for 34 with 384 yards and 3 touchdowns, but he also had 3 interceptions. Owen Schonenberger, 5 catches for 147 receiving yards, and Southwest Baptist forced 4 turnovers in order to win that game.
The future of the
But not to worry, Hawks fans. Quincy was able to find more success on the soccer field. The men's team came out victorious in their matchup against Indianapolis off of 2 Taylor Reese goals. The Hawks winning this game by a final of 3-2 over Indianapolis, advancing to 6-2 on the season. Indianapolis now just 3-3-2. Taylor Reese with his 4th and 5th goals of the year. Jordan Stevens adds his 1st. How about the women? David Musso's team had to settle for a 2-2 tie against Indy, but the Lady Hawks do remain undefeated on the season. 2-2 the tie there. 6-0-3 is the Lady Hawks record. For Indianapolis, just 1-5-2. Ashley Burton, her 9th goal. Haley Markway, her 1st. And Quincy had a 14-5 shots on goal advantage. So it's an up and down weekend for the Hawks sports teams, but something that you can continuously expect here on QU All Access is the best sports coverage. But for right now, I'm going to toss it back to Courtney and Ryan.
Thanks, Andrew. QU All Access will be right back. Stay with us.
The future of the program is very bright. It's an exciting time on QU campus because we have QU TV. We have a television station where students can experience working as a director, an anchor, a reporter, photographer, doing weather, doing sports. We also have a newspaper where students can report, be photo editors, be executive editors. We've got a lot of opportunity there working on the student newspaper. We also provide students with the opportunity to do magazine articles with heavy research and giving them a little bit more time to expand on articles and do some in-depth investigative work. Moving forward, it's exciting because all of the skills they learn in every avenue will translate into what we have in the future, and web writing and mobile writing and all of our distribution platforms. We have an incredible opportunity to grow the department, to grow the program, and to grow students into excellent journalists.
Get ready to relive your childhood. Nickelodeon is bringing Tommy, Chucky, and Angelica back to the Rugrats. The Rugrats joined the network's other popular shows from the 90s on a whole new channel. It's called The Splat. Keenan and Kel and Hey Arnold and the rest will also show up on several social media platforms. The retro experience launches October 5th on Teen Nick, and then you can find The Splat on its own website. We're looking back at some of our favorite shows from the 90s. What are you guys' favorites?
I would have to say that my favorite show would have to be Rocket Power. You can never go wrong with that. Probably one of those shows that everyone grew up with here at QU.
Yeah, mine is Hey Arnold. I mean, teaches you a lot of valuable life lessons, and it's just a really good show. How about you, Lainey?
I gotta say, SpongeBob has got my vote. I mean, just going back and watching it now, just for all the humor that I missed as a child, it's classic just to relive those moments.
I don't know, Drake and Josh, I think, has got the rest of them beat here, but thank you all for joining us on this week's episode of QU All Access. Remember to tune in online, on Facebook, or on Channel 97 on campus for more news anytime. For the entire QU TV team, I'm Courtney Gear.
And I'm Ryan Snyder. As always, thank you for watching us, and we'll see you in 2 weeks after fall break. This is QU All Access.